Professor Sibe, looking at the discussion on the digitals, how do you see ICT fostering intra-African trade as from private sector perspective? Professor Sibe.
Very much, Excellencies and distinguished ladies and gentlemen. So if I should borrow a system terminology, I would say that ICT, while Africa Continental Free Trade Agreement or area looks at the framework, ICT provides the actual backbone. It's what will provide the segment for that to work. It's like the operating system to ensure that that will work. First of all, ICT reduces trade friction and transaction costs. So if we look at all of the mechanics or all of the tools that make that happen, whether it be digital customs certificates or systems or e-certificates or e-logistics platform, or very importantly, interoperable payment systems where you could make payment across countries. These are things that will make transactions to be more efficient, transactions to be cheaper, transactions also to be transparent, because you need all of those components for trade to be able to diffuse across physical borders. Also, if we look at digital platforms itself, they are what we need to democratize trade. Africa basically has a whole lot of micro, small, and medium-scale enterprises. So I think over 70–80% of businesses are in that category. Now, these businesses obviously do not have the capacity or the wherewithal to scale, to tap into the regions, the regional markets. ICT is that thing that can help them scale. They can leverage e-commerce platforms. They can leverage fintech, to be able to tap into the regional markets, or the national, and then the regional markets, and then the continental market. And they can overcome all of those barriers of size, barriers of finance, access to finance, and even barriers for scale. And then thirdly, we can't talk about trade without trust. And digital trust is what we need if we want to have that kind of level of efficient intra-African trade, if you look at all of the countries. Now, very importantly, as other speakers here has said, a lot has been happening in the continent in terms of building capacity, building cybersecurity maturity. If you look at Nigeria, NIDA is working on the cybersecurity bill. As we speak, there's also a framework, a digital forensics framework that is currently being drafted at by the Office of the National Security Advisor. Kenya is doing a lot as well in that regard. Even in West Africa, I could mention 3 other countries who are currently working on things like this. And all of this will go on to build trust. You need that trust for that trade to be able to happen intra-continent. And then finally, digital cooperation must be harmonized, not fragmented, and that is what AFICTA is setting out to do, to galvanize private stakeholder, private sector players, to ensure that everything grows and not one in isolation. For instance, technology should grow with policy, should grow with practice, should grow in a way that there will be interoperable standards, and also ensure innovation, regulation, and infrastructure all across border. That's what AFICTA is seeking to promote. In summary, ICTs translate the WSIS+20 vision into local action by connecting markets, empowering businesses, and building trust. And when Africa Continental Trade Agreement or area aligns all of these with public-private collaboration and digital technologies, it can truly unlock a single African market that is inclusive, competitive, and sustainable.
Fantastic. Thank you very, very much. A big round of applause if you can. We're looking real continental. Let me just do a quick follow-up to this same question to the Dr. Olusegun